Right. We're on session, I think it's 17 of Descent into Fernia. Who would like to provide the recap?
Well, hellhounds and imps. Well, the imps from Nightbreeze's incursion were still killing people. And one of them probably flew off invisibly and unhooked the front door so that all of the hellhounds begin to spill in. We finished off, we were fighting some of the imps, hearing the sound of the hellhounds approaching and people screaming. We eventually started fighting the hellhounds, then herding the people who had survived and were nearby into the big central room, eventually making our way around from the north into the southern corridors, killing off all of the hellhounds, and then resealing the front door.
Yep. So and then just to also catch everybody up in case you guys hadn't gotten a chance to read it, Fernia was somebody that was a kind of a leader here, while Knight Commander Alistair Marktaros and several soldiers and volunteers went out to look for some kind of artifact or relic that he had a vision that told him that it could be found in the Grand Cemetery. And so they went out, and Fernia, being a very talented exorcist, almost immediately knew that Nightbreeze had been possessed or changed in some way. But before she could warn everybody, Nightbreeze basically cut her in half, and then summoned those other demons, the imps and such, which then led to the conflict that Kurt just described. So in addition to that, Knight Commander Alistair Marktaros, he claimed that the vision that he got was sent to him by Jayla Duran herself, and that it would be very dangerous. And so some of the survivors are very concerned because they expected Alistair to have returned by now. And so the fact that he and the forces that he took with him haven't is not good. Now, Alistair Marktaros also helped create an area of sanctuary that completely surrounded this area. But unfortunately, because the imps opened that area from within, it kind of canceled out the magic temporarily while the hellhounds and everything were attacking. Now that the door is been closed, Solomon in particular, looking at some of the spell work, you get the sense that the magical fortifications are intact for now. And then
I would add to that we're looking for Jayla Duran so that she can, in some way, return Flamekeep to the material plane. She, we think, might be in the main cathedral, but that's surrounded in like a bubble of force or something. It's not really clear to me what sort of energy it is. So there's a pretty good chance we can't get in there, which makes potentially going after Marktaros more attractive, as he may have more information about where she is and how to get to her.
Yeah, exactly. And then also, just for everybody to know, statistic-wise, 139 people have been killed in the assault with the Hellhounds, with 37 of them being fairly gravely injured. And the remaining survivors do point out that Alistair Marktaros and the other men that left with him were able to utilize a secret entrance that is right next to the leftmost fountain, which you guys already know about because I revealed it mistakenly.
So does the 139 number include Night Breeze?
It does.
Because otherwise it would just be wrong.
You guys do get a long rest in, so you are able to recover your hit points and much of your hit die. In addition, everybody is leveled up, so you all have your spell slots and everything. Also, now that you're level 5, you have 2 action points that are available to you per session.
So at the start of the rest, Solomon would have gone through his pack. He had a blanket on him. He's almost certainly not going to be cold enough in hell to need it. But he went back over to Night Breeze's body, kind of sort of like reattached her jaw as best he could, and then like covered her head and body in a sheet and bundled it up tightly and lifted her body, carried it over away from the rest of the party. And during the rest, he's, been having conversations with her. He's, laughing, reminiscing.
I'll go over to Lux. I think he's lost it.
He never had it.
That might be true too.
How far away are you?
Well, you're the one who said you leave the rest of the group.
Yeah, but I also have a passive perception of 18.
I don't know. How far away were you?
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have been, out of the range of being able to hear you, I think.
Because if you can hear it, then obviously we should be able to hear it too, right?
Right.
That's the logic.
Right.
And you're so good at logic.
Right. Well, I mean, I also don't want to hear your inane chatter when I'm having important conversations.
Right.
I'm curious how Lux is kind of addressing the situation, seeing her son grieving over a woman that Lux herself killed.
We're in hell. What do you expect?
Did he?
Solomon, it's a wonder you turned out the way you did.
I was like, did we leave him or what the hell?
What about the rest of the group? I mean, Solomon is clearly broken up by this loss. Does anybody else kind of try to address it with him in any kind of way?
I'm refilling my water skins and going ahead and taking off my armor for the long rest.
Ewan is unsure of how to approach this because this is not a familiar situation to him.
Losing people isn't a familiar situation to somebody of
reacting like this.
Beneath.
No, reacting like this, I think, is not a. This is a. The man has lost it.
What about Lassice?
Yeah, he just sort of looks around like, what is everybody else doing here? Like,
what about Lassice with her connection to dreams and her experience in the Eldine Reaches?
Still pretty weird.
do we talk to him? What happens here? What's the next step in this? Because this is weird.
We should
Someone
let
should
Project
talk to
Ezra
him.
talk to him. Entrabeth. Those two know him better than any of us.
Certainly better than his mom.
I don't even like the guy. I'm not going to talk and comfort him. It's his job to get out of this rut.
Nobody else is going, and
Just
Alyssa,
So-
you don't like Solomon?
No.
When did this happen?
Pretty much always. Pretty much always.
I'm curious. What was it about Solomon? Was there a particular incident or something about Solomon that has created these intense feelings?
She just views him as a whiny fop.
Oh,
He wastes most of his time going ahead, so caught up in things which he doesn't fully understand, and just getting so many decisions incorrect constantly. She's like, you know what? I'm just done. I'm done.
so Ewan's gonna like hesitantly approach.
I thought you were going to say, so Ewan tells Trebek to get over there. See what's going on.
Yo, Trebek, check this guy out.
So like, what are you talking about?
Mostly reminiscing about my time in Flamekeep. Things like Nightbreeze and I did.
All right. So he'll just like clear his throat to try and get your attention.
Ewan, did you need something?
Yeah.
I am like in the process of taking off my armor so I can rest.
You all right there?
Yes, perfectly fine.
It didn't seem like it.
Well, there's nothing wrong, so
Well, as long as there's nothing wrong.
are you okay? You're acting weird.
You get, is there a place we can like, I don't know, entomb her or something?
I wouldn't imagine there's tombs here. We do need to bury her, that is true. I expect should take her to the Grand Cemetery. She can be laid to rest there.
All right. Where's that from here? Like how far away?
Like a distance.
Like
so
I figured I would know.
We don't at least have to go across the bridge.
right, it's actually not too far outside of High Hall Fortress, but I do think even if you don't remember, your characters would remember that
Right.
somebody previously said that the dead have been rising from the graveyard.
All right.
It'll provide us with an opportunity to find out what happened to Captain Mark Taurus as well.
Yeah, that's obviously we should go there, but I'm not sure if bringing her body there would be a great idea right now.
Oh, I
Considering
think
they're,
it's
rising.
the best idea. Well, but better than leaving her body here to what? Just rot? These people probably would just rob her.
Of what?
She has her armor, her weapons.
I mean, do you think she needs it?
I don't know. She may. Perhaps we'll find a way to raise her from the dead. Recovering her equipment then will be very difficult.
Unless we possess it.
Yes, but
It's a good
that
perhaps.
is just grave robbing.
Hmm.
Better that we bury her with her things. If someone else finds a way to raise her, I hate to say it, this is a dangerous place. We may not survive.
Agreed. It feels like you've lost people previously. I feel a spiritual connection to them.
I've certainly known people who've died.
And did you talk to them too?
I think many people talk to past friends. People stand over graves and have conversations.
I guess
Have
that's a fair point.
have you never spoken to a loved one who is dead?
I prefer to drink it all away.
Well, that sounds spiritually unsatisfying.
Works for me.
My concern for her is that, given that the circumstances of her death and where we are, she may not be at peace burning in the silver flame. It is an important
agree.
priority for me that we ensure that she reaches the flame.
Well, I'll say this. I don't think it's a great idea to bury her here, especially with all of her armor on. Because if she is raised prematurely, if you will, in a more hostile manner, then she is well equipped.
You do make a good point. I should definitely prepare gentle repose so that she cannot come back as an undead.
If that's a power you possess, then
Hearing this conversation, I will approach and offer I could also perform funeral rites that would at least ward off any chance of becoming undead over the next week.
Yes, that's what I was thinking as well. That should be done.
and like you approach, I'm like, go for it, and I just walk away. This is my chance to dip out.
What have I done?
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to go get a drink.
It's a nice looking fountain of holy water there.
So many in the group are so uncomfortable with death, yet they meet it out so often.
Can druids just cast gentle rituals?
Yeah, they
Without
can
having a
cast
spell prepared?
ceremony.
Well,
Okay. I was thinking gentle repose is like a second level spell. I could prepare it.
Ceremony is first level, so that's why I offered.
so when it comes for casters outside of wizards, you still need to prepare it in order to use it as a ritual. However, in my games, I allow druids and clerics and other types of such casters to have their own prepared books, kind of like if a cleric has like a prayer book, or a druid has, whatever their equivalent is, they can scribe the spells into those books or whatever they're using. It costs some money, similar to scribing a scroll, but then they're able to cast the ritual from their book without having to have it prepared.
Her book seems, on theme, but what does a druid's book look like?
Just
Might be a
bunch
series of
leaves.
knots,
Sure.
tattoos.
I appreciate the offer, but now that it has been mentioned, I feel like I would be more comfortable casting such a spell myself. I simply need to prepare it, which I can do after I've gotten a little bit of rest.
Well, I will leave you to that then. Enjoy your time with your friend
Thank you very much.
and dipping out.
And as you leave, you hear me turn and say, "She is very nice."
Nothing to say about Ewan.
If I was a rogue or a bard, I'd still be abusing that right now.
And Lux is just watching it all unfold, puffing on a blunt, hanging out with Slobber Chops.
Yeah, well, Lux is probably staring in the general direction, whether she's paying attention.
Talking to her cat.
You know, Slobbertops, you're my real son.
And you don't even have testicles. Slapchops is a girl.
I rest my case. I have no child except Slobbertops.
Oh, poor Solomon.
But yeah, I'm gonna take off my armor and get some rest.
Okay.
And
So
then I will be preparing gentle repose, which I can then cast as a ritual, and will prevent her from being turned into an undead for 10 whole days.
okay. And then just to make sure, Lacease, have you started figuring out which spells you're going to be preparing and everything? And which
I sure
cantrips?
did.
Okay, cool. All right, so the night passes. There's no more interruptions from any fiends or unholy creatures, but it is somewhat difficult to sleep because there are so many wails and moans, both of people who are still suffering from their injuries. Many of them burn victims that have been burned by the hellfire of the hounds, and so those wounds are certainly incredibly painful, but also from those who are grieving for lost loved ones, as well as trying to come to terms with this situation of being thrust into hell. So, but through it all, because you are adventurers, and especially because you are dealing with the chaos that Thalios has taught you to manage, you are able to find a way to get some sleep. The next morning comes, although you can't tell because there's no windows, but you feel like, based on your own internal clock, this would be what passes for morning, although who knows if Fernia actually has any kind of day or night cycle. And so you emerge from your slumber, and the survivors are kind of looking at you expectantly, wondering if you're going to remain with them, serving as their protectors from any further incursions, or if you are going to make your way out to search for Knight Commander Alistair Marktaros.
Well, I would propose we leave and find Captain Marktaros, and that we leave Project Ezreal and Trebek here in case something happens.
I think that's our best bet.
You does look a bit old. Seem I have some trepidation towards that.
I say this and I'm like, I've got the body of Nightbreeze wrapped up over one shoulder.
I mean,
You're gonna have to tell me what she weighs with her equipment. I'm probably encumbered carrying her.
She is a half elf, so she's a bit lighter, and then especially because she's wearing the elven chainmail, she's not as heavy as you would expect. She might be about 90 pounds or so with her
Actually, then
armor.
I may have to make some allowance. Like I may have to give up on trying to keep all of her weapons, unless her weapons look like they're magical or masterwork or something. I might have to leave something that's I could carry 87 more pounds without being encumbered.
Does it look like she has a +1 greatsword, perhaps?
that's what all that weight's coming from.
Yeah, she has a water skin. We can drop the water skin.
I'll pick up the water skin. I'm starting a collection.
Yeah, so Alyssa has already been able to scrounge up 3 water skins. It's probably the best that you're going to do. None of her other equipment outside of her armor seems to be particularly uh, well made. Nothing that would be masterwork quality necessarily. And actually, Solomon, you would know that not only is her elven chain, a special item, but it's also one that's been passed down through her ancestors to her.
Oh, actually, never mind. I forgot. I did forget to delete the blanket. That weighed 4 pounds. She's fine.
Can't have
I guess I'm
that.
still carrying the blanket, so.
That makes
Solomon,
sense.
Solomon, do you need help carrying anything?
Yes, if you could carry this flamberge longsword I have not used in weeks
Oh, sure, no problem.
since we found Heaven's Fall.
By the way, Alyssa, because you are using a greatsword, correct?
Correct.
And remind me, because I don't want to look it up. Your Goliath ability, can you wield that in one hand and it does a D10?
It does it does normal damage, and I can wield it in one hand.
Okay. So, and then you are using the shield as well?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. I will not be using my shield while I carry her, obviously.
Mhm.
And I will have apologized in advance to her because there are probably going to be some dropping if combat starts.
Yeah, I'm still not sure this is a great idea. Especially if you did your little hoodoo magic there, prevent her from, being raised or whatever. Perhaps we should leave her here. It's
But
just going to
why?
slow us all down.
Well, she is mine to carry, so if she is not slowing me down, then I should not be slowing you down.
Yeah, there's a bit of sneaking around in the city at the moment. How successful you think you'll be?
Well, I have
Obviously, you're not very successful to begin with,
right.
but it'll
My
be
mine is
even worse.
to dexterity and disadvantage has already made it virtually impossible for me to sneak by devils.
Even with even with pass without trace, you can get a 9.
That's right.
That's all you need. I'm also going to approach all of you and say, how many water skins does everyone here have?
I believe I just have the one.
I'll hand you an extra one then, because we need 2 each day. Yeah.
I have create water prepared, so we can always have water. But it would be good to have holy water.
Indeed.
I
That's
also
what's on.
only have the one.
I'll give you
Well,
one as
I
well.
have 5, 2 of which are empty.
No, fill them up here.
So-
That's what I did. We got the fountains.
So if someone wants to carry my 2 empty ones,
Yeah, I'll fill them up here and carry them for everyone. Mathematics.
yeah, in hindsight, Solomon just starts dropping things. He pulls out a crowbar, a grappling hook, just clang, clang.
I'm just picking that stuff up and putting it on my back. You want to just give me your backpack to carry, Solomon, as well?
No. Yeah, I like that grappling hook idea. I'd have a crowbar already. Helpful for getting into places they don't want you to get into.
That's true.
Don't worry, it's my job.
He'll leave his alms box because he's not really collecting alms at this point.
You never know.
mean, you might meet another devil, kind of like Belganog.
Alms for the poor.
All
Yeah,
right.
he also has a 2-pound warhammer that he doesn't need because now he has Heaven's Fall. So that also goes on the pile.
And I
Anything
doubt
else?
you'll lose it, unlike some other people in another world that I know.
Shut up. By the way, that whole thing, even though in character he was so ready to sacrifice it, as a player I was dying inside. Not another one. That's all I was thinking. No, I love this item. It's so nice and useful. All right, so Solomon dropped some equipment to lighten the load and make it more feasible for him to carry Night Breeze through into the graveyard. Are there any other individuals making any preparations or have any thoughts about the next course of action before we move forward?
How big is that alms box?
It's not super big. It's like 1 foot by 6 inches by 6 inches.
So perfect for storing weed.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
How full is that alms box?
It's actually probably got a bunch of things like candles and a censer in it, a block of incense. This is all stuff you get at first level.
Right.
as a cleric.
That's my new tea box.
It might be wise for us to go find Alistair and take care of everything we need to. If we can find more people capable of fighting, it would be a great advantage for us as well.
Did we have a chance to like sort of scope out this secret exit from this place?
What do you mean by scope out?
Spend a little bit of time like during the rest before sleeping or just after sleeping or whatever.
So like make your way
Just to
out
sort of
and,
just to see like how what it's like, because it like is it like underwater? Do we have to swim through?
No. It's much simpler than that. With this being a fortress, it was built as a way of being able to get people secretly in and out of the fortress in times of need. And so while it was in operation, very few people knew about it, and it was well guarded, both mundanely and with magic to kind of hide its presence. But I mean, so it is serviceable, and it is made specifically for ferrying people out some distance away from the fortress.
Kind of like a Sally tunnel.
So if you were to go down there, it is dark and damp. There are no torches lighting the way. So it is pitch black unless you bring your own light source.
I'm going to instruct Project Easy Reel and Trebek to find whoever the most capable person is of potentially fighting or at least swinging some sort of hammer that Solomon has left, and give them that so they could have somebody to at least defend themselves.
Lux, give me an insight check.
Give them there's a whole other party that we can jump back to if all of ours die.
There we
Right.
go. It's perfect.
Okay, so you find probably one of the worst people, and you just drop at their feet, and you're like, here.
Thank you, young man.
Before we leave, who is taking what from the treasure? Obviously, Solomon has a problem with anybody stripping his friend of her armor, but the other things, like either you and or Alyssa probably should take the potion.
I'll let Ewan take it. He generally stays up longer than I do.
That might be a reason for you to take it.
Yeah, I mean, if you have it handy, then we can run over to you and just take it from your body and pour it into your mouth. This is why we usually, put a few of the potions on the cleric. So if the cleric goes down, just somebody run over there and pour their potions into their mouth.
See, good thing I'm not a cleric then.
But we have like 2 clerics. 2 people who can heal at least.
Yeah. Mike, do you have potions as an action or bonus action in your games?
It's an object interaction.
Object, okay. Oh, okay, shit. Yeah, then that's not a problem at all. Yeah,
Right,
if you
and
want
then-
it, I'll take it.
The gem that summons an earth elemental is potentially handy, and the obsidian steed is remarkably handy.
Nobody wants the Wand of Smiles.
No, we do. We were discussing how we're only going to use it on slobber chops.
Yep.
Oh, wouldn't you know it? Slobberjaps just kind of nonchalantly walked over and stepped on the wand multiple times, snapping it.
And I would go over to Trebek and like give him the tome of the Creed Resolute and say, this object is very sacred to these people here. Please make sure that this remains safe and doesn't fall into the wrong hands. I fear we may not be back. We may not survive. I don't want to carry it with us.
So Trebek, he kind of accepts it and he looks at it and his eyes widen because he knows exactly what it is, since he is also a follower of the Silver Flame. And he says, by the flame, yes, I will keep it safe, but so does this mean that we are parting ways? You do not wish for me to come with you?
Ideally, we will find Martaris and return here. But I am concerned that things do not always go to plan. For now, we will part ways. You will stay here to defend these people. With luck, we will be back in a few hours at most.
Well, it was an honor to serve with you, Solomon. I thank you for helping me find my way and my courage in this dire hour.
We ain't dead yet, soldier.
It was an honor to fight alongside you as well. You obviously have the makings of a great hero.
That means a great deal from you, Solomon. Thank you. Well, in your absence, I will do my best to keep these people safe and keep this sacred text safe as well.
I am sure between you and Prazik Ezreal, they will be perfectly fine. So Solomon,
at that, Trebek gets a kind of look in his eye of worry, and he asks, "Is he not coming with you either?"
He may choose to follow later, but for now, I want there to be more than just one capable fighter here.
All right. He has proven himself as helpful in defending against those creatures, but I worry about his true motivations. I do not trust him.
You may keep an eye on him, of course.
I will
The
not
good
let
news
him out
is
of my sight.
he is super easy to hit and does not have many hit points.
Something tells me he won't stay here for very long.
And you definitely have my permission. At the first sign of betrayal, you may kill him.
Or at the very
hope-
least, grapple him really hard.
Hopefully it won't come to that, but I will certainly keep him in my sights and be vigilant.
I can just imagine in the
Yeah.
background while all this is happening, right behind Solomon, we have Project Ezra nailing the corpses up to the wall with pittons and stuff, and unique movements and actions like an art piece.
Like a mural.
Yep.
Well, I mean, he probably would be more likely to drain them of their blood.
Right.
Try to, collect the blood in the holy water fountains because it's so precious.
Squeezing them out like a rag above the holy fountains.
First off, we got to get rid of all this useless water.
So there is no way Solomon would take the devil horse statue. He would never use it, so it really would be wasted on him.
It just looks like a horse.
Obsidian horse.
Right, but we figured out what it does. And so I am presumably aware that it summons a flaming fiendish steed that can fly.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
After my experience with being lifted up, I see this as an absolute win. Having a steed that can fly.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody's going to take it, I'll fucking take it.
Take it.
You kidding me? It's got flames. It makes it go faster.
Well, I mean,
It's
its useful
red.
trait is it's got flames. It makes you resistant to fire damage.
And I believe it does move pretty quickly.
Right. It can fly very quickly and run very quickly. And it can turn incorporeal.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's going to be very weird if this is old Omerta's steed turned into a figurine.
Oh, interesting.
I was
He
also
had one.
just thinking, why does Tony get all the nightmares?
For totally different reasons. I feel like if Ewan was in our modern day world, he would definitely be like a car guy and shit like that. So if it goes fast, he likes it.
So would you consider Ewan to be good aligned?
Yeah. Yeah.
Always good to know.
He would register in the not so lawful but not so chaotic. That's certainly good. Just trying to get by.
The only ones that I would say would be questionable in terms of good, and I don't use alignment very much, but Project Ezreal and maybe Lux, just because of the indifference, not so much the evil.
Well, I mean, Lux is lawful good.
Although maybe the heartlessness of her reaction to Solomon's loss, that might be pushing it.
That's Dr. Phil Tough Love right there. She cares.
Okay.
She cares deeply about him.
It's just unfortunate that nightmares sometimes don't react well to good riders.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, Omerta was not good.
Oh no, not even a little.
So would Lassice like the gem that you break and it summons an earth elemental?
That could be interesting.
Oh, that's fine then.
Sure.
Alrighty.
Wait, what did I make my alignment again? Oh yeah, chaotic evil. I forgot. Okay.
All right. So, is there anything else anybody needs before we move on?
Solomon also laments the loss of the Wand of Smiles. And then it didn't explode, forcing Slobberchops to permanently smile from now on.
You know what? You know what? Let's just do a percentile roll to see. Just to see. Just to see. High, but not high enough.
Oh, that was going to be how
Story
many
of
days?
Lux's life. I'm going to go to Project Israel, Easy Reel, and tell him, if your buddy over there starts snacking, make sure it's on the ones that are about dead. I point over Trebek.
Oh, that mistake won't be happening again. I've learned.
Okay, whatever. Did the person pick up the Warhammer yet?
Oh yeah, they're struggling to like actually lift it.
Okay, good. I don't have to yell at them. All right.
She walks up to the first 8-year-old. Pick it up.
I want to, missus. I just want to get some gingham for my wife. Don't make me do it. For those who've seen the movie Shane.
All right. So you guys open up the secret entrance and you begin shuffling through to the other side, where when you finally emerge, you are quite a distance from High Hall Fortress. The weather, much like it was in the previous days, it's hot, almost unbearably hot. Although it's not as humid as it was the day before, when the humidity and the mists rising off of the river Styx were somewhat changing the circumstances. But you do see in front of you the gates to the cemetery, and just so that people could see. So, just as a kind of preview of what awaits. And so, you guys make your way over, and as you enter the cemetery, you are suddenly struck by a darkness similar to a moonless night sky, which is very rare in Eberron, considering the 12 moons. Any source of light, whether mundane or magical, is reduced by one step. Unlike the rest of the city, there is now an unnatural chill in the area that leaves your breath frosting in front of your face. The 10-foot-high brass fence that once surrounded Fladenkeep's cemetery has fallen in numerous places, and a wide gate allowing access to the grounds has been torn from its hinges. However, the darkness beyond seems opaque, a black barrier separating the cemetery from Flamekeep. Severed humanoid body parts adorn the spikes atop the fence. Some of the body parts wiggle and writhe as if undead, twitching in concert with lightning flashes that occasionally break the darkness. But the darkness does not break for long. Cracked gravestones and crumbling monuments are scattered across the cemetery grounds, whose center is occupied by a modest chapel. The once holy structure now glows with a fetid purple radiance. So, for those of you familiar with Flamekeep and who have been there, the Grand Cemetery used to be a beautiful memorial for those who had passed to join with the Silver Flame, with picturesque flowers and grass-framed graves, statues, and mausoleums that were once respectful reminders of the dead. But since the Flamekeep was pulled into Fernia, the cemetery's flowers have wilted and its stone monuments have cracked. And so, as you begin moving through the cemetery, you begin seeing several graves that have been dug up, leaving pits in the earth that are 6 feet deep, 2 feet wide, and 7 feet long. Perfect place to deposit night breeze if one were so inclined. Some seem to have been burst open, as if the buried had dug themselves out of their own graves. A number of stone mausoleums stand vacant with their doors hanging open. All around, you see dozens of skeletons and zombies wandering aimlessly without any direction. Although they also seem to have little interest in you, at least from your distance. It's uncertain how they might react if you were to get too close. So, given that information, what are people thinking, feeling, or?
Well, do we know? I would assume that perhaps the person that we're looking for would have tried to go to the little chapel, perhaps.
It's definitely on the way towards the other end of the cemetery. There is a path that you can follow that kind of winds around, guiding people through the most common areas of the cemetery. It's not uncommon for the cemetery to be used almost like a tourist spot, given the beauty of the memorial statues and the care with which the cemetery is kept, as well as some of the famous individuals who've been buried here since being both the governmental and spiritual center of Thrain and the Church of the Silver Flame. There's quite a prestige to actually being interred in this cemetery.
So I would have been here before. I would assume the little path is, because it's a cemetery, probably a little bit in the way of meandering rather than direct.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we may not want to take the path. I agree we should check the chapel, although it has a sinister look to it. He may well have been looking for a particular tomb since he was looking for relics, though.
Solomon, you've been here before, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you would know that there's an individual that you may have met, you may have not, but the little chapel in the cemetery is actually not just a chapel, but there's somebody that lives there who acts as both a kind of a keeper of the chapel as well as a groundskeeper of sorts. You probably, unless you've actually met him, you wouldn't know his name or much about his circumstances. But if this person were to have survived the transition from Eberron to Fernia, likely that you would have find him there, and he might also have possibly seen the Knight Commander.
So I will relay that and then add, so we should definitely check that place out.
Well, let's hope to not draw any attention to ourselves.
What does everybody think about the sudden chill replacing the intense heat of Fernia and the undead just kind of walking about the grounds?
Well, I'll be honest. Solomon is now rethinking this "let's bury Nightbreeze here" thing, because it turns out this place is filled with undead.
Yes, it is.
And so the ground is probably not as hallowed as he was hoping for.
That's a point I tried to make.
You make subtle points.
Did Solomon already use Gentle Repose?
Yeah, he cast it
Okay.
as a ritual.
Okay.
So his current thinking is, it's a shame actually that they've clearly unhallowed this ground. He would probably guess that they're just keeping it dark because the undead just don't like light.
Sure. That's some valid thinking, I suppose.
throughout the rest of Fernia, have we encountered any other undead? Or is this the
Yeah.
only place so? Yeah,
Ghouls. Remember, we
Oh,
rescued the little girl from the ghouls,
true.
and she said the dead were rising.
Yeah.
We've been told that a couple times, I think.
Yeah, a few people at the Winchester mentioned it.
And we didn't notice a similar coldness when we were fighting the ghouls, did we?
I don't think you noticed that when you were fighting the ghouls.
Right. I was inside a building.
Yeah. So why would this place be cold suddenly?
Probably part of whatever magic this brought them back in the first place.
So
I know Ewan would be on high alert.
Sorry, go ahead. I
No, I
didn't
was
mean to talk over you.
No, so I was just saying that Ewan would be on high alert for fucking anything.
Yeah.
But relative to like the number, I don't know how many graves are here. Is it look like most of the population of the cemetery has been raised, or?
At least from your field of view, the darkness. So it's actually. Does anybody have any kind of light source?
I have a torch.
Okay. So are you lighting your torch then?
Well, it was lit as we were going through the tunnel, which was completely dark.
Okay, that's fair. So your torch light the light is reduced by half. So, and not only is it half as effective, which I think torches normally are 20 feet of bright light and 20 feet of dim light.
That sounds about correct.
So your torch is now only giving off 20 feet of dim light and nothing beyond that. So the actual light of the torch seems dimmer, and the flame of the torch is much farther into the red end of the spectrum than you might expect for a flame as hot as the torch. The heat doesn't seem to have been affected too much, mostly just the light. So given that, you guys aren't, unless you have some other sources of light, you're only really seeing very clearly about 20 feet in any direction, maybe a little bit beyond that.
Well, is the not that it's allowing us to see a lot more, but is the house in the center that looked like it had some evil glow about it, giving off some light?
Yeah, so you are able to see that, and so from there you can see the silhouettes of, some of the mausoleums and also some of the dead kind of creeping about the grounds. There is also the occasional flash of lightning, which briefly lights the landscape, giving you a brief glimpse of what is beyond the small amount of light that you can see. And given that, you would guess that there are dozens of these things walking about the grounds. You don't get a good sense of the numbers really, but certainly it would be overwhelming if they were to suddenly take notice and for some reason unify to attack or devour you.
But if we hold them at the hot gates, the numbers will count for nothing and we'll be fine.
So that's an interesting question. Is there like a wall or gates around the cemetery?
There is. There's lots of spaces where the gates have been broken, but the darkness that you're seeing, especially towards the edges just outside of the gates, it seems not just dark, but opaque. So you can't see anything from beyond that darkness. So you don't see the light of Fernia, you don't see any of the buildings in the distance, or the cityscape. As far as you know, your entire world is just contained to the cemetery, and very particularly the 20 feet of light radiating from your torch. Now, Lux, being a half-orc, you do have the benefit of dark vision, which lets you see a bit further than everybody else. And so you can see more clearly the number of zombies and skeletons that are kind of roaming about, and a better sense of how many graves seem to be disturbed. But you're not getting much more information than everybody else is getting, because your dark vision ends abruptly 60 feet beyond. And also, it's much more helpful, those occasional flashes of lightning kind of showing you the general area and landscape and the chapel beyond. But the chapel, once again, is lit by kind of a purple fetid glow.
And we could try to fight some of them here, although they might all swarm. Or we could try to tiptoe our way across and hope we are not seen. We might get trapped in the house and they might swarm the house.
Does the house have only one door and no windows?
You can't see that level of detail from where you are.
Oh, I was asking Solomon because he's been here before.
So Solomon, do you think you would have actually visited the chapel or just noticed it?
I think I would have visited the chapel.
Okay.
I mean, assuming it's like open to the public, it's not just this guy's house, then I probably would have.
No, it's certainly open to the public. So give me a history check with advantage.
Because this is the city where I picked up my faith, taught to me by Nightbreeze. So going around this cemetery in particular would be like a good way for her to tell me about other people.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a fair chance I have been here through my various carousings in the city.
All right. So Ewan, you can also give me a history check, but just regular, not with advantage.
Fucking whatever. How do I die?
So anytime you were out carousing, you
And this
not
particular,
you not only avoided the cemetery, because why would you go to a cemetery? That's stupid to visit graves and everything, especially if they're not your relatives. But
You were
ever
just knocking
quiet.
over headstones.
right, you were blackout drunk anytime you might have, and probably engaged in that childish type of behavior. Solomon, you wouldn't necessarily remember the outlay perfectly. You would know that there were some beautiful stained glass windows, and there was one main entrance that you recall seeing. And then you probably then, given your history check, you would have met the keeper of the chapel, his name being Gideon Lightward, a priest of the Silver Flame. And you would know in speaking with him that he served proudly. But he also is kind of an outcast and stranger within the church. The reason that chapel was built in the first place was because Gideon had received some visions that told him to build this chapel. And it was in the days just prior to the day of mourning that these visions overcame him, and he strongly believed that the creation of this chapel would be necessary to fight some kind of great evil. Although he was never really specific, he's always very vague, always just a couple weeks out that this evil would strike, and the chapel would be some kind of beacon of light in this time of darkness. So you would know Gideon in that sense.
I would explain to everyone, Nightbreeze used to bring me here when she was teaching me about the heroes of our faith. The groundskeeper was sure there would be some major calamity and that the central chapel would be a point of light in the field of darkness. It seems as if he was correct in that. But I only remember stained glass windows and up at one entrance. There may be more mundane windows, and I just was not paying attention to those details.
It's a defensive location, if nothing else. Mike,
Mm-hmm.
the cemetery, is it grass around the path, or what type of material is it? Dirt, grass, cobblestone, and they bury it in the stone
No.
or something?
So, given the age of the cemetery, maintaining any kind of stone pathway would have been far too difficult. It's really mostly just worn, impacted ground that kind of is used as the walkway, and beyond that, there is grass but once again, because of the effects of this place or whatever's happening within the cemetery, the grass is very much in most spots. It's kind of wilted, dried, browned, and kind of would crackle under your feet. There are some spots where the grass is a little bit more clinging to life, but that's kind of a losing battle from what you're gathering as you look around with the light you're being provided.
Then my next question is, with my knowledge of fighting as a fighter, do I see any footprints going off the path or along the path that seem to be in a fighting stance? Like a group might have come in here and been attacked by the undead or anything like that? Or any remnants of a fight that took place here?
Give me a survival check.
Ooh, I wish I was playing my ranger now. There it is. 6!
You see lots of footprints, but it's all kind of random. Nothing that you can really tell. And, given the number of zombies and skeletons roaming about, it's not all that surprising.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was worth a try to try and save us. I have so many questions my character can't ask because I'm not trained in anything.
Oh, you can ask it, whether or not you get the answer you want. That's
Yeah.
a different story.
Yeah, like, just things I probably wouldn't have knowledge about, so I'm not even going to bother.
Fair.
Okay. Well, that was my big brain moment. Anyone else got any?
I whispered to Nightbreeze, I'm very glad you can't see the state this place is in. It was so very different when we were here.
She doesn't respond, but her jaw kind of slinks as you're continuing to reposition her.
Disappointed slink. Well,
I think right now we just need to cautiously move forward.
I think that's correct.
we should probably work to try and stay on the path as well and not step on the grass.
We can attempt to. Keep an eye out for any graves that don't appear to have been evacuated.
Yeah, let me see if I can improve our situation a bit. And I'm going to take out my lantern, which actually has 30 feet of bright light and 30 feet of dim light, and light that up as well.
Okay.
And I'll hand that off to someone so we have more light sources. Try and get a bit more sight if anyone wants to take that.
I can actually start up my bullseye lantern.
There we go.
Get a more targeted look
Perfect.
in front of us, perhaps.
So so who are you giving your lantern to, Alyssa?
I'm going to offer it to anyone. Does anyone want a light source?
My hands are full.
I thought so.
Jesus Christ.
My hands would be full even if I wasn't caring about it because I have a shield and a Heaven's Fall.
The great thing about the lantern is it does have a loop to go into your belt as well. In the picture they provide you. Oh, no one's going to take it. I'm just going to loop it on my belt so I have extra light, I guess.
All right. So you now have 30 feet of dim light rather than 20 feet.
And mine, so the bullseye goes 60 feet. 60 feet and 60 feet.
Yeah.
All right. So you just got 60 feet of dim light then.
Just
and
a
then,
shining beacon in the darkness here.
what are you doing with your torch then, Alyssa?
That I'll go ahead and I'll put out. Put it on the ground and stomp it out real fast.
Okay.
No reason to waste it, you know.
Well, give me roll a d6.
Oh, sorry, everyone. It looks like a TPK from a torch.
You see how much fire damage you take.
Yeah.
All right. So the torch survives your stomping on it well enough to be used again, but a decent chunk of it is lopped off. So you probably wouldn't have the full hour. You'd probably only have about 20 minutes with this torch.
Okay. No problem.
All right. So as you move towards the chapel, let's go ahead and bring up the map.
Level 6. Level 6. Wait, what?
Just a quick refresher. Was that potion given to me?
Yeah, I gave you the potion.
All right. Who's in front?
Ewan. He has the bullseye lantern, most likely, and I'd be behind him.
Yeah, probably good.
My lantern will let us keep an eye on the flanks, and his lantern will let us navigate forwards.
So what I'm going to do is Ewan and Lux, I'll put you guys on the board first. Unless Lux, where are you at in the order? Where would you be standing?
Probably near Solomon, since he's carrying the body. Probably wouldn't say defenseless, but
Okay.
Walking behind him, breaking off fingers as you go.
All right, so I'm gonna put Ewan up here first, and then this directional lighting thing is pretty cool, but I don't know how to use it yet. So that's up to their investment time. All right, so right now you should be the only one able to see the field.
Yep, and I see a thing too. It's a strange thing here.
Mm-hmm. So it's too far for you to make out clearly, but it does look like a large figure, and it does look different from any of the zombies and skeletons that you've seen.
Does it appear like it sees us, or does it seem like it?
Right now, it just doesn't seem to really be moving at all.
Then I'll sort of gesture for everybody to stop and point in its direction to sort of, indicate that there's something that large right there. Some strange, I don't know, skeletal creature or some kind.
So with that, I'll start sharing the screen a little bit. And I've remembered to make it sure it's the right screen and that it's as a player. So we don't have any more of those dumb issues.
Oh.
Actually, you might be able to see more of that because let's see.
I wouldn't worry too much. It looks like he might be the groundskeeper here.
So this is the fetid glow that you see. It doesn't really do much more. Actually, it would light a little bit more than that. Let me fix that. To just a smidge. So from the light there, that's what you would be seeing.
Well, all right. That's something.
And you would know, based on the flashes of lightning and everything, that the chapel is probably somewhere around here.
Yeah, all right. So, looks like we're approaching the chapel, and it looks like there's things around it here.
Do you see a good way around them?
Not really. Though they don't seem to have noticed us yet.
Well, we can try maybe sneaking by, though I doubt that Solomon and I will be too expert at that.
Especially while carrying an entire body.
Yep. And covered in chain, and heavy armor and shields, and the rest, yeah.
As if one thing wasn't enough.
We could continue along the path, but shamble and moan. And perhaps they will assume we are undead creatures and let us pass.
Are the zombies we seeing shambling and moaning?
That is a good question. They're not really making any sounds, but they are kind of walking about aimlessly, which could be described as a shamble of sorts.
Maybe just the shamble and not the moaning. We could try that. Well?
In fact, actually, one thing that you do notice about the area is that not only is the darkness pretty significant, but after Solomon, you mentioned the possibility of moaning, you realize that the silence is almost deafening. You could probably hear a twig snap from 300-400 feet away.
Do we hear the zombies' footsteps as they're shambling?
Yeah, that would be the primary noise that you hear. Even the lightning doesn't make any sound; it just flashes.
Then next question, what are the zombies wearing? Yes, I asked that.
Most of them are just wearing kind of scraps, if they're wearing any kind of clothing at all. It really kind of depends on their state of decomposition. But there are very few zombies that are actually wearing anything that might be considered appropriate or even somewhat appropriate, even within the poorer classes.
Okay, and none of them are wearing armor, correct?
No, it's very unusual for somebody to be buried in armor.
Okay. That also means that we didn't have soldiers die here and be converted to zombies immediately as well, because they'd have been armored.
I mean, they may have. They're just not visible right now.
Yeah.
You guys would know the only zombies and skeletons that you've ever heard of being armored are Carnathi undead.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we could try shambling, I guess. That's our best bet. If worst comes to worst, then we're going to have to fight our way probably to the chapel and barricade ourselves in and hold them at the door. We don't have any other options.
Ewan and Lux, give me perception checks at disadvantage.
I don't need it. So I die.
Has Ewan died yet from his 2 nat ones? Are we level 6?
All right, so this is gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be cool.
We can see what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just closing things.
All right, just making sure. This is going to be cool, he says. No,
yeah, there's nothing on here that I can open that you guys wouldn't be able to see anyways. But I do need to switch over to my other screen.
We'll be back in half a second. I have to grab something.
Okay. So, Ewan, or Lux, you would see this. So, once that zombie gets close to this guy, that guy then rushes the zombie and immediately, like, just impales it and decapitates it, and then it moves slowly back to where it was standing.
Something flew in my eye when that happened.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't go that way.
Well, I don't know if we have much of a choice. What can we tell anything more about this fucking thing here?
Yeah, so not only does it give off a really strange purple glow, but it also seems to be a swirling mist. That's the best thing, the way I can describe it from your vantage point.
If the creature ahead attacked the zombie, perhaps we will get lucky and it will not be a threat to us.
Does the creature look anything like the groundskeeper?
I can't see it. I'm not even on the map.
Yeah, so only Lux saw that, so I don't know how Lux described that.
What is this? Can I tell what that thing looked like? It's just some big, huge creature.
What you can tell is that it moved incredibly quickly, and it unleashed just a flash of multiple strikes that just completely tore the zombie to pieces. It's probably not in a whole body right now, but like an arm flew away and the guts splattered across the ground, and like it was quick, but it was also vicious.
I'm sorry, I can only see the token on this screen. Does he have his arms outstretched like he's trying to give someone a hug in the token?
Maybe.
Oh, he's friendly. He wants to give us hugs.
We find the zombies to send them to him.
Yeah, I mean, so how, do you describe it? How do you...
It's a big creature. Rip that zombie apart.
Is there like a stick or a rock nearby I can grab from the path, maybe?
Yeah. You're unlikely to be able to miss a stick or a rock, and there's plenty of them to go around.
I want to like throw it right around where that zombie was at, I guess, to see if it responds, or I guess just past it, like here-ish.
All right, give me an attack roll.
I am proficient.
I'm not saying you're not proficient. That's not the problem or issue. All right, so you managed to hit a spot roughly around here, you said?
Yeah, just like a little bit past, so that maybe it like kind of bounces past to see if it does anything.
So it does. It turns, and it doesn't really see much. You can tell that it kind of looks. It takes like a step or two over there, and then it returns to its post.
If we only had a body to distract it.
You would gladly give her life to save you, Solomon. You know what you must do.
Well, I'm not sure we have much of a choice.
Not particularly.
It seems that being there uses both eyes and ears.
Well, what if we made noise and attracted other zombies in its direction? At least, if it is some sort of holy guardian, it would start to thin the creatures in the area. If it's not some sort of holy guardian, it would also thin the creatures in the area.
Does seem to kill the zombies indiscriminately. It just doesn't look very friendly. I don't think it would have any qualms with attempting to kill us, so...
But if we could find some way to make enough noise to attract the zombies... in a way that would, of course, not attract its attention to us, ideally.
So one thing I want to clarify, not saying that this is going to go into combat, but just kind of be prepared. Because obviously, Ewan holding a lantern while fighting is going to be difficult. So how how does your character's attacks work? Do you need both hands free to be using like your haymaker and all that stuff?
So here, let me find it here. If it gives a good description here, because it describes it as like punches and jabs and shit, but also see it as a bit of a brawler almost. So hands, elbows, knees,
Okay.
kicking out shins.
So I will say, because I imagine a lantern is also somewhat frail, at least the handle, that while holding it in combat, anytime you take damage, you risk dropping it, perhaps even breaking it. So a consideration, just because I want to make sure people are aware that light is an important issue to deal with in this potential encounter, depending on how things go.
Perhaps we light up some torches. Everybody carries one. And then the first place you make contact with an enemy, drop it.
Do we all have torches?
How are you going to light them without drawing attention?
Well, I mean, we're sitting here without drawing attention.
Yeah, but you're kind of at the edge, too. They're at the edge of your light, and it's dim light.
I mean, it's not like it's going to add to the light.
I'm bringing things up that your character, even if you as players are not considering your character's might.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we're just lighting the torches, we can literally open up one of the lanterns and there's an open flame in the lantern. And just light it with that.
Yeah.
At least that's how they described it working. Not like we're going to have to start banging on flint and steel or anything to light up torches.
And we could simply back up. We were safe getting this far. We could back up a bit and then light the torches.
And then proceed. Yeah, I mean, and again, I think using the lantern to light it is probably a good idea. And then potentially a good idea then to extinguish the lantern for now, once we get the torches lit.
That won't be a problem. We can do that easy enough.
By the way, Ewan and Melissa, do you guys have flasks of oil?
Yes. I have at current 6 of them.
Okay. Have you been decreasing how much oil you have as you've been using your lantern? Because I know you used it extensively and previously in
I started
another
with 10
dungeon.
flasks.
Okay.
Yep.
Resource management.
Yay.
Important.
Yep.
All right, so you guys back up a little bit, and some of you light torches. Who's going to be carrying a torch?
I can't really carry a torch. I have a sword and shield.
Well, like I said, just carry it until you make contact and drop it.
Yeah.
I'll carry a torch.
It's an action to don a shield, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, but not an action.
But you can draw your
Draw a
sword
weapon.
now.
Yeah, the weapon can be drawn.
Oh, right. Yeah.
This isn't 3rd edition. We're not penalized for drawing a weapon in combat.
Oh, I'm not talking about drawing the weapon. I'm very aware.
fucking third edition.
Oh crap! I messed up. I had my flasks of oil as 5 pounds each. They're only 1 pound each.
Maybe Alyssa carries big flasks because she can carry it.
I carry the 24-hour flasks as opposed to the 6-hour flasks.
All right, so who is lighting a torch?
I am.
Okay, so Lassise will have a torch. Ewan has his lantern.
I'm gonna light a torch and then extinguish it.
Okay, so then
Once everybody's got a torch, then I'm gonna extinguish the lantern.
okay, so then your light range is going to be reduced then.
Right.
And then after they've all lit their torches, I'm going to ease Nightbreeze to the ground, and I'll cast Light on Heavenfall, and then pick her back up.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to cast light on her for a second?
What I thought.
How much light does light give? Is that 30 feet? Oh, thank you. 20 feet.
20.
Okay, so it's just like a torch. Are you making it colored light?
No, white light's fine.
Okay. You don't want to be one of the cool goth kids with their black lights.
That's what's coming off of that thing, ain't it?
You know what? That's actually not a bad way of describing it. I mean, fetid purple light, if that doesn't describe what a black light gives off, I don't know what does.
We're gonna get close and see all the weird stains on our armor.
Lux, what have you been doing?
Or should I say slobberchops? Look at the poor cat.
Yeah. Little does Lux know, it's all Slobberchops' fault.
Just canon. Yes, I'll extinguish my lantern and hold a torch as well. In my weapon hand. That's so we're clear.
All right, I'll light a torch.
Okay. So, I'll put you guys on the board then, since your light sources are a bit dimmer. Why do I keep doing it here? Okay.
We can attempt to potentially go around this weird light on the far side. Less attention for ourselves.
I just like to imagine that Solomon's light cantrip is just a strobe light. That's how we win. If any of these zombies are epileptic, they're going down from that thing.
And the one party member that's also.
I should have told you.
Well, then that's just a double win because we can then make a run for it and level up.
Yeah, there you go. I can make a useful character. Oh my god.
And then Lux, I can't avoid it because I'm sharing the screen, but you have night vision. But I can color it so that people can know the difference. So whatever is tinted in a way that is different, that you can't see that, Lux sees it. Everybody's on the board.
2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, where's Slobbertops?
Oh, good point. Unless Lux, you're trying to shunt her off.
I imagine she's probably on my shoulder or something.
Okay. Put Slobberchops on there.
Yeah, so we can attempt to maybe go to the south of this weird swirling light. Go around.
Okay.
Might be able to avoid some of this.
Yeah.
Are we shambling or are we walking normally?
It's as stealthily as we can.
That's how I normally walk, so.
Yeah. So you shamble with advantage.
That's right.
Take an extra large hit.
Oof, yeah. If we all take a hit, do we get advantage on our shambling movements?
No, because nobody else is really used to it except Lux.
Oh, damn.
So it does weird things to you if you're not doing it regularly.
I tried.
Lux is like a functional alcoholic. She doesn't get up in the morning without 3 joints.
Oh, so she's from Humboldt County. That explains a lot.
Yeah, she doesn't feel normal without it.
Well, are we sneaking, shambling, sauntering?
We will be sneaking, all of us carrying lights. So
Shambling?
Yeah, but the light doesn't carry very well, so they don't seem to notice us so far.
Well, we can sneak or shamble. What
we
do you
might
guys
as well. We might as well try to move as quietly as possible.
Okay.
Agreed.
So you guys can control your tokens, so you can move where you want.
Ah, shit.
Shall I cast Pass Without a Trace?
It can only help.
Everyone just turns and looks at her without saying a word when she says that.
So Ewan, don't worry about stealth checks unless I call for them.
Sure. Trying to be very close to this. I'd go around this tree if possible. I don't actually want to go that close to the thing.
So, yeah, as you guys get close to that swirling mist, you guys begin to hear the sound of slight moaning.
Told
And
you there would be moaning.
There's the moan.
and Lacis, standing where you are, you actually get a little too close, and you take 4 necrotic damage.
Ouch.
Guys, I found a book.
Giant book.
Oh, is that the Great Book of the Keep? Is this book a tourist attraction? Solomon, have you ever seen this book before?
I see a wall.
We are.
Yeah, so that's another structure.
What's this?
That's part of the structure.
Fancy bastard.
Okay, it's just a hiding place.
All right, Ewan.
Huh?
And then Alyssa, when you get to that point, make stealth checks. Alyssa, you get a plus 10 bonus for the spell, but you still roll at disadvantage for your armor.
Yep.
I really thought I was going to fuck up our stealth checks. But I'm feeling pretty confident I may do okay.
So how do I die?
You catch on fire.
Continue.
I feel like my plus 10 does not help that much.
Do I go ahead and accidentally light my cloak on fire with my torch?
So no, nothing so dramatic.
Unless you confirm.
But as you're walking, you're kind of looking at that creature, focused more on it and being concerned with how it's reacting than you are with your immediate surroundings. And there's a small outcropping on the wall that kind of catches your armor and kind of pulls your arm, causing a loud clink. And because you're walking at the same time, you also stumble, tossing your torch from your grip. And let's see where your torch lands.
So the whole cemetery is on fire because
You
of all
set
this
somebody
dry
else
dead
on
grass.
fire.
The grass just ignites. It's dry grass, as you said, and it just goes boom. It's Australia in the summertime right now here, folks.
So that's
It's like that one video where like the grass, it's like a big area of grass covered in spider webs, and they light the web. And it's sort of that line of fire.
As I see the fire start, I say, "It's a boy."
so actually, the torch landing on the grass, some of the grass does catch, but it doesn't erupt in a circle of flame. But it definitely gets this guy's attention, and that's where we're going to start rolling initiative.
Moan, damn it.
And with you guys being this close to this guy, I'm going to go ahead and show you what he looks like.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he has horns and a tail. He's adorable.
it's a rather small skeletal minotaur.
But he's not actually wielding that halberd.
He's got the wand of smiles. A
No!
wand of frowns.
Oh,
All right, so
Great rolls.
I
Fantastic.
have no idea why I had put in an initiative modifier of 5, but I'm taking that off. I think there may have been some reason why I had it there.
look, everyone, my initiative isn't shit. So proud of myself.
Did everybody roll?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
All right. So, Lux, you're up. Alyssa on deck. And wait a minute, let me just make sure we take care of this little thing, because Alyssa's no longer emitting light. All right. So Lux is up. Alyssa on deck. You in the hole.
Do I see this thing? I don't see it, right? I just see the torch.
No, you
can see it.
you can see it because this is in the red, and that's your dark vision. The red tint is your dark vision.
Okay. Oh.
In fact, even I can see it because between the purple glow and the torch.
Yeah, so you guys can see it clearly. but only Lux can see this guy, I think. Or maybe everybody can see it because of this thing.
Purple glow, yeah.
Yeah. I wish there was a way that we could change the light tint. That would be cool.
Move over here. And ready. I've got the torch up. I can use it. I can use it as an improvised weapon, right?
Yeah, but you can't add your proficiency bonus to it unless you.
It's probably not a monk weapon.
Yeah, unless you have like tavern brawler.
I do.
Oh, then yes, you can use it as an improvised weapon.
Yep. So I got the torch out and my fist ready. If this thing comes near.
Okay, so you're readying an action.
Yep.
Okay. You're ready. So what you're readying is once it comes within range, you're going to punchify it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So then we have Alyssa. You're up. Ewan on deck. Lacease in the hole.
So it's definitely seen us. We can tell that, correct?
Yeah, and it's pulling out a weapon. It's an odd looking weapon that is kind of like a curved stick, somewhat the size of a short sword.
Mm-hmm.
And it's readying its action to it's pulling it out and looking at you guys aggressively with it. And it's looking directly at Alyssa.
He's undressing me with his eyes. I can feel it. I'm going to grab my great sword, and I really don't have any good options here. Question. This is darkness, correct?
For you, yes.
And this is dim light, this is dim light, and this is dim light?
So I think you can just barely make out the edge of this guy.
Okay. What I'm asking is, if I come to here, would anything in there be attacking me with advantage because they're in darkness?
That's an edge case. So because it's right on the edge of there, but I would say that the light is just barely sufficient to not make it in darkness.
Okay.
So it would not have advantage against you, and you would not have disadvantage in attacking it.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to move up to here to protect the rest of the party, and I will attack it twice with my great sword. I cast Slash. 15 to hit.
Also, make sure you're adjusting your armor class because you're not wielding your shield right now.
No, it's the shield I had. It was the torch which I had in my weapon hand. And then I drew my weapon.
Oh, I see. Okay. 15 does hit.
Okay, so 15 slashing to it.
Okay.
How's he looking?
He's fine.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, I got nothing else I can do, so attack again. Dirty 20. 14
Okay.
more slashing. Anything interesting I can do with my bonus action? Let me take a quick look at the new bonus action features. Yeah, I'm going to go into the combat stance thing. So if anything moves into my range, I can go ahead and attack if needed.
Okay.
And I'll end my turn.
All right. Ewan.
All right, so should be easily within range. I see this start to happen. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'll just run up to this guy and then I will sort of like drop the torch a bit as I'm running, so it kind of clatters close to my feet. And then punch the shit out of this guy. I get 2 regular punches and a bonus action punch, so might as well use them. Because he has not acted here in the first round of combat, I do have advantage against him.
Okay.
But just here. And then
all right. So go ahead and describe how he dies.
So I run up to him, and Alyssa had just. Your names are way too similar. It fucks with me. Alyssa had just, struck at him with her great sword, and then Ewan comes through, hits it a couple of times, and then grabs him by the horns and does pulls it down to his knee, and it just sort of cracks his skull in.
Okay.
And then, that's, I guess, technically it, because I don't have any more actions, but I don't know if these other things see me.
Yep. But not for a little bit. So, Lacis and Solomon, do you want to do anything before the start of the new round?
Seems to me like they have it handled, so.
No, they seem fine.
Okay.
I mean, how loud was that?
Oh, it was very loud, especially
That's what I
cracking
assumed. So,
the bone.
I will be intently listening to see if now, all of the footsteps that we've heard are now getting closer.
Okay, so go ahead and make me a perception check. Okay. So yeah, you are starting to hear footsteps. And coming from the direction of the other thing that you saw.
But not like the whole hordes of zombies?
Nope. All right, so now, all right,
Archer.
Lux,
You're aware it's dark and we're not going to be able to see the archer, so that'll be unfair, right?
That's called a TPK. I think what you mean is level 6.
All right, Lux, you're up.
The attacks seem to be coming from on top of the building.
You don't know. Nothing else has attacked you yet.
Yeah, your character's just like, we did it. Job well done.
I'm just going to hold my ground in case something comes through and attacks us.
Okay. And then, so with that, so this thing here steps forward a little bit.
No.
Wait,
stay
why
back.
is it? Oh. I'm on the wrong layer. And then all of a sudden, something lashes out from the darkness at Ewan. So Ewan,
Uh-huh. Intestinal strangle. Sure. It sounds
That's
appealing.
lot.
so
Sounds
give me a DC 14 strength saving throw.
What the fuck? All right, that's there's an action point spent on a thing I should save. There.
Okay. So you are able to avoid being strangled by these intestines. And then after that, it kind of, oh, wait a minute, let me see something.
Because I use an action point, could I grab the intestines?
Is that really what you want to do?
Yeah, I want to fucking pull these fuckers towards me.
Okay, grab the intestines. Now make me another strength saving throw as they begin wrapping around your hands.
Yeah, what now?
Okay. So you are not grappled, and you are holding these disgusting intestines in your hands with a smell that is absolutely overwhelming. So give me a Constitution saving throw now.
Jesus Christ. There's way too much action going on with this one attack.
Do I need to do a con save because I'm like right next to him if it's the smell?
No, because it's right in Ewan's face. Like,
Okay.
it's bad for you, but like noxious for him. And like the fluids that you don't want described are coming through in places and seeping onto your skin and gloves and whatever you might be wearing.
Yep, better burn those gloves.
Can you tell us more about the fluids?
And the
Yeah,
seeping.
Dr. Sheev is missing it all.
I know.
I know this is like his wet dream right here, and he's like, nope.
Oh shoot, I actually went out of turn. That was actually supposed to be a different guy. So we're gonna just switch their initiatives around.
Goddamn DM's cheating already, and we just started combat.
Well, yeah, technically all those
Scouting
extra
guy.
saving throws were just from Ewan deciding to do something
Yeah.
as like an object interaction.
All right. So Alyssa, you are up. Ewan on deck.
Can I see the guy who shot the intestine at him, or is he completely in darkness?
From your perspective, he's not completely in darkness, but he's in enough darkness and he's big enough that you're not really seeing him very clearly from where you are.
I'm quickly going to say, Ewan, what are you trying to do?
I don't know, pull this fucking thing out of the darkness.
Well, we can give it a try. And I'm going to go ahead and do the assist action to help him yank the damn thing out of the darkness.
The funny thing is, this is Project Ezreal's
Final
main
form.
attack.
This is my final form! I'm going to slam my sword into the dirt so it's standing up there, wrap an arm around it, and just prepare to help him yank it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then that's
Yeah.
your action?
Yeah, I'm going to do an assist action for him.
Okay.
That'll do it for me.
So you're holding him, but how are you doing that with your shield and your sword?
I said I'm putting my sword into the dirt. Just slamming it downwards as the item interaction.
Okay.
So I can just grab it when I need to in the future.
Okay.
A hand comes up through the dirt and starts pulling your sword down.
Please, it's the only way I'm actually able to hurt anything without it being resistance to everything I do.
All right, Ewan, you're up.
All right, well, I'm going to pull this guy towards me. Well, at least attempt to.
Okay. Give me a athletics check.
With advantage, I suppose.
Yes. So you are able to pull the intestines, but this thing, whatever's anchoring the intestines, it's far too heavy for you to pull very far. So it moves maybe to here. And it gives you, it brings it into the light enough so that you can see this thing.
Sure.
Those don't look like intestines.
I'd like to roll to squeeze it.
I've seen those anime
You
shows.
may not, you may not be pulling on its intestines. Is what I'm saying.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
All right. And then, okay.
If it's close to me, then, or if it's that a little bit closer now, what I do then is let go of the intestines, reach down and grab the torch, and then move closer.
Okay.
All right, cool. I can touch the torch. Nice. So if I wanna, yeah. Oops. Move to here.
So you want to drop the intestines?
Yep. I let go of them.
Okay.
I
They
have
haven't
told him-
necessarily let go of you, though, so give me
Yeah,
an
they did.
acrobatics check.
He hasn't had another turn to do that yet.
The intestines are actively wrapping around you after grabbing them.
And I successfully rebutted them.
You rebutted them, but then you grabbed them. So
And I
that,
rebutted them again.
but they're still. You tried to drop them. They don't want to be dropped, though.
I feel like
I
I'm
don't
listening
see
to
how
some
they-
kind of weird foreplay or something going on.
I don't see why they have a choice in the matter.
This creature has
So-
definitely succeeded its seduction check against me.
So
Maybe this is the zombie's reaction.
give me an acrobatics check to try and squeeze your hands out.
Acrobatics.
Oh yeah,
I feel like athletics should be used here.
athletics is strength. This is more dexterity based.
Not if I'm stronger.
It's greasy.
So that makes it easier.
I have to roll a wisdom save for this, and now after hearing that,
If it's like a grapple, I should get my athletics in there.
All right, I'll allow it. Okay, so you do successfully drop the intestines.
You made your rules lawyer check.
All right, and then now.
All right, so
No,
Listen.
not your turn yet.
nope. God dang it. But I'm highlighted. I had a plan that was helpful.
I know.
damn it, wait your turn, will you? Yeah.
All right, so this thing runs out from the shadows.
Son of a bitch.
He's giving you a hug. That's why his arms are outstretched. Hi.
Actually, so it would. Why is it? Am I on the wrong thing? Yes, I am. God damn it. It's kind of here.
Attacks with disadvantage. He's occupying. Oh, darn.
He's just friendly. He wants
All
to
right,
give you
so this thing, so you guys can see what this thing looks like.
See, he has 4 arms to give the best hugs.
Those are wings, or were wings.
I was going to say, you can't really call them wings very much anymore.
Right.
They're like chicken wings, like the ones that you eat.
Like
So-
chicken wings.
So it makes 2 attacks at you, Ewan.
Uh-huh.
First one misses.
Uh-huh.
Second one misses.
Uh-huh.
And then that's its turn. And now, Lassice.
Moving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on Alyssa.
Ooh.
Or Lassisa for short. apparently.
That's when I wear you as a hat and carry you around, and you use me as a mount, and we have you with a lance.
Yes.
Her nickname is Alyssa.
I feel like I would be the more logical mount. Since I
Considering
can
you
turn into an
one.
actual mount.
I can carry up to a colossal creature.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know what's happening, but it's Solomon's turn now.
I
unless,
just rolled.
unless Lassice, you're doing anything else.
Looks like a creature died on initiative. That's a tough break for them.
Yeah. And then, so Alyssa, put up a symbol so that we have the protection from evil and good on there. All right, so Solomon, you are up.
So I run forward. Well, first, actually, my object interaction, I drop unceremoniously, although I feel bad about it, Night Breeze. And then I run over here. Then I spend an action point, and I cast Protection from Evil on Ewan.
That's handy.
Okay. So, Alyssa and Ewan, put some kind of symbol on your token so we can keep track of that.
Let's see.
Where are the symbols on?
Hit the cog wheel on your character.
No, it's the little circle next to the.
Or no, yeah, sorry, the circle, whatever. You know, the other cog wheel.
The other cogwheel.
I'll go with the castle thing because it's like protection.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yay!
Now, Solomon, did you say you're using an action point to do that?
Yep.
Okay.
I technically moved and dashed, and then used an action point to get another action.
Okay. All right. And then now, so suddenly massive missiles fire from the darkness, going at
Are they nuclear vessels?
Alyssa. Because there are these creatures in the way, Alyssa, you'll have some cover. So you have +2 to your AC. And you have protection from evil and good on you, but it's also coming from darkness, so it just cancels out.
Yeah.
And the arrow misses. It implants in the ground right next to you, and it looks like the arrow is the length and thickness of a large tree branch.
Can I detect the direction it came from?
This general direction.
That did not appear on my screen.
Say it has a similar length and girth as the intestines of this creature.
Smaller.
I am not impressed.
I'm glad to be working with the superior object here.
Okay, so then the next thing that happens is coming out of the darkness, ramming right into Lacease, charging into her, is this massive skeleton creature with horns. And it is going to... So that hits, and then it also, because of its charge ability, it deals an additional 5 bludgeoning damage.
No, she's the only character I love and care about.
So now you have to make a concentration check to maintain your protection from evil and good, and then also make a strength saving throw.
Where's this creature?
Oh,
Who's invisible?
I apologize. I didn't take it off the GM layer.
Did he come from up here, like from
Yes.
the north area?
Yes.
It came from behind.
Explains why we didn't see the attack roll too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It hit on a 21 and did 8 piercing damage, and then another... Oh, it only rolled 1d8. I was supposed to roll 2. Okay, so total damage you took from that was 16. So, unfortunately, you fail your Constitution save, and you use an action point. Is that what that second one is?
No, I accidentally rolled Constitution, and then I rolled Constitution save.
Well, they're the same.
Which is the
They,
same.
I realized afterwards they were the same.
Might as well just use that action point and get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was totally my
Either
action
way,
point. Why do you
I
ask?
fail.
No,
So no.
That's a DC
Oh.
10.
no. DC
Right,
10,
and-
yeah.
Now.
But now that I know that you didn't use an action point, I need you to make a second roll.
When somebody asks if you're a god, you say, yeah, god damn it.
Do you want to use your last action point?
I don't think it's worth it.
No.
Okay, so unfortunately, Alyssa, you lose the benefit of your protection from evil and good.
Sad Alyssa noises.
We had our ups and downs. There was an X.
There was an X for a moment there.
Yeah. I committed suicide. Losing that protection, I realized I lost my glow a second time today, and I'm just like, nope. I'm out.
Okay. So then, and that's its turn. Lux, you're up. Devil Zombie on deck, and Alyssa in the hole.
This does look dangerous. You might not want to get involved.
I was hoping to get some quality time here with Night Breeze, but apparently not. Run up here and I'm gonna hit this dude. $17.
All right, that hits.
I got 2 attacks now. So second attack. Boom,
That
yeah.
also hits.
And then bonus action attack one more time, right? Right.
Yes.
Boom, yow.
Who's doing that?
That's me. I'm drawing Night Breeze.
She has very thick feet.
Okay, so your punches and kicks shatter the thing's bones, being much more effective against the creature than you would have expected, causing it to croak. Go ahead and describe how that happens, if you wish.
Run up and punch it, and you can hear its skull crack, and then I hit it, and its jaw comes flying off, and then I do a roundhouse kick, and its head comes off, and then it just falls apart.
Okay. All right. So now, next is the devil zombie. So it is going to continue to try and strangle Ewan, because it's not very smart. So and with protection from evil and good, disadvantage on attack rolls, so an advantage on any. Oh wait a minute, no, it says nothing about saving throws. So give me a strength saving throw.
Fuck.
Would you like to use your last action point?
Yeah.
Okay, so you managed to avoid its intestinal distress. And that's its turn. Alyssa, then Ewan, and then this large devil skeleton.
Let me look real fast. Yeah, that's meaningless. Okay. And, yep, it's within beating range. I'm going to run up and start beating on it.
Did you grab your sword first?
Yes, I did. I grabbed my sword before I turned my mic off mute, because I said I grabbed my sword and... oh, wait, shit. I am going to whack, because that is all I do. It's a 12.
And it's a miss.
We're
Oh, wait,
going-
no, actually, that is a hit. Sorry.
Oh, okay. 12 slashing damage with the first one, then another 12 to hit again.
All right. So you slash into the monster.
Yep, 2 quick slashes.
There's squishing sounds as things are being moved about in its body and fluids begin oozing.
Yay.
Anything else you're doing?
I'll do my shrewd fighter combat stance. Probably
Okay.
not going to have to do anything with it, but you never know.
Okay. Ewan.
So this guy, he kind of seems like he might be a little easy to hit. Judging by her attacks, I don't know. I guess.
My
I'd like-
attacks were very undisciplined, you noticed, and yet they still work somehow.
Cool. That means I can attempt to make haymakers.
Okay.
So I roll with disadvantage, but if I hit, I do max damage. Which isn't like phenomenal damage, considering my attacks have been rolling decent damage, but I'm going to give it a shot. It's brand new. I'm going to give it a shot. Yeah, there's a good one.
Yep, that one hits.
That's not so good.
Ooh. And you are out of action points, so roll it again.
Please don't hit me.
Hey, all right.
All right, so it's just an embarrassing miss.
Well, I mean, I'm throwing haymakers, so the fact that one hit is pretty phenomenal. Yeah, so let's see here. Do I want to? You know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna spend a moxie to do my stick and move. I'm gonna try to shove this thing.
Which thing?
The thing I'm attacking, this one, by the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can shove him backwards toward that shit. See what happens.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, look at that.
You watch him start healing as he approaches close to it.
Maybe he just might.
Well, it was necrotic damage.
Yeah.
All right, so you shove, so it moves back 5 feet. That does put it in range, and it does heal.
Cool.
I fucking called it.
Yeah.
That's right, everyone. I'm the big stupid fighter.
Anything else you're doing?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know. I wasn't hit by the fucking thing, so I don't know. I was just hoping it would just consume the fucking thing.
Yeah. So now,
A big swirling vortex.
so Ewan, you're
Mhm.
taking 2 attacks with the arm stabbies, but they have disadvantage. And then yeah, he can't do anything because it can't reach. So that's all it does for now. Lacis.
I'm going to bonus action cast Healing Spirit so that we can have a healing thing running around. And I guess I'll just put it next to me. I'm not entirely sure how to mark it, that I have a little transparent fox thing running around that heals people.
I'm using your spiritual weapon, Solomon.
Fair enough.
It'll be awkward if you start using your spiritual weapon.
I think we'll manage.
So I cast spiritual weapon.
Everyone casts spiritual weapon.
Okay, so then anything else you're doing?
And then I was going to cast, let's see, what was the range on this? I was going to cast Frostbite on this big guy. Actually,
All right. All right, so go ahead and roll. All right. now he has disadvantage on his next weapon attack roll. So I'll just do this. Is he lame? All right. Anything else you're doing?
I guess I should actually move into the space of my fox so I can heal a little bit. That was kind of the point of it. I almost forgot. Yay. All right, and that's it.
Okay. I'm going to send this to the bottom so that we see you. Solomon.
I'm going to use my action to take the shield off my back and equip it. And then I am going to use my last action point to hold up Heaven's Fall and at this guy use Heaven's Fall's guiding bolt.
Okay. So you significantly burn this creature up, and now whoever attacks it next has advantage. Anything else you're doing?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Then another arrow comes out from the darkness from this direction towards Alyssa, but just barely misses.
Will you please stop that?
And then, where did the initiative go? Oh, there it is. And that guy's dead. All right, so Lux is up, Devil Zombie on deck, Alyssa in the hole.
Did I notice where the arrow came from or no?
This direction.
What one? Which one?
So let's
So,
see in the ping.
No ping.
oh wait, I'm on the wrong.
Okay. Hmm. Decisions. I'm going to move back here and guard the body again, because if something happens, Solomon was already in bad shape. If something happens to the body, he'll be completely useless. So I pick up my torch and head back over here.
Okay. So, Devil Zombie
You
heals.
do have a bow.
I don't think Peter stuttered when he said what he was going to do.
Lacease, you are now the target of this.
Just a simple strength saving throw. No
You can't do
problem.
it.
You can,
You
Maybe next
cannot do it.
I do believe you said it was going to be simple, and it was no problem.
Did you want to use your last action point?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you are now grappled and poisoned. And you are now pulled to there.
Damn it.
So, you are poisoned. All right. Alyssa, you are up. You and on deck. Large skelly in the hole.
Well then,
first thing first, I'm going to move here, just so the other dude has someone to look at in case Ewan gets dangerously low on health. And I'm going to start whacking this guy. And I believe the first attack has advantage, if I recall.
Yes.
Yay!
All right. Roll to confirm. It's confirmed.
Yay!
Roll a D100.
Yay!
All right. So now let's see what that is. Chart. Critical hit. 66. The target is blinded until it's magically healed, except you killed it.
Yeah, I just go. Boom, slice right into the thing's head, cutting it clean off. That's how it became blinded. It lost its eyes.
And because you killed it with a critical hit, it doesn't have a chance to use its undead fortitude. Lassise, you are still poisoned until you succeed a successful Constitution saving throw, which you can attempt at the end of each turn. All right. Anything else you're doing, Alyssa?
Yep. I got one more attack. It's you. You're it. 21.
All right. That hits.
Yep. Slice right into one of its wings. I want to try and lob off one of them because he's a dick.
Ewan.
I'm just gonna punch this guy a few times here. Keep it simple. I'm not throwing haymakers.
After that roll, I don't think I'm going to be throwing haymakers.
Oof.
All right. So that first one hit.
Second one, I'm gonna guess does not.
Does not.
And then the bonus action punch. That's better.
All right. So you've caved its chest in. It's looking really bad, but then it comes back with a vengeance. So 2 strikes at you. It has disadvantage.
Mhm.
So
Ooh, there's a crit fail there.
there is.
And a confirmed crit fail?
Yes. So
Self-impale.
go ahead and roll the D100. Ewan, you can do that. I'm going to let you do it. $14. It's disarmed.
Literally.
Does its arms fall off?
I caught him. I caught his arms and I
So
Pull them off.
one of its arms did get knocked off.
I'm gonna
And
if he's still alive, I will beat him with it.
okay. So with its second arm, does a 17 hit?
Actually, it does.
All right, so you take 14 piercing damage,
No big deal.
and then
That's
Alyssa,
14.
Uh-oh. Yep, that hits.
it's not at advantage, thankfully.
Yep.
And then,
I think you'll find that he gets swung at.
all right, go for it.
Fuck
And
it,
it's a
whatever.
miss.
My sentinel never attack. It never hits anymore.
And then it's
This isn't
gonna,
Peter's game.
and then it's going to be using a wing stab against you, Alyssa, which is going to miss.
Oh. I took off your other wing. I took off your other wing. Na, 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 na.
You didn't take it off. It just missed you.
I tried to cut off its wing. Okay.
All right. Lassise is up. Solomon on deck.
I'm gonna move the not spiritual weapon into my space
You can't
to
move
heal
it.
me. I can move it 30 feet every turn as a bonus action.
Oh, you can?
Hmm.
I thought it was only it stayed in place.
Nope.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's probably a change you made.
So, interesting question, because it says whenever you or a creature you can see moves into the spirits, not whether or the first time on your turn that it starts there. So then does it technically heal?
I mean, you take a couple of steps out and back in.
She could, and then that would count.
5 steps in.
Seems
I figured
seems like an odd.
I'll move it there, so at the end of my turn, I heal.
Okay.
The first time that a character enters the space, they've entered the space.
Indeed.
No, the space entered them. Anyways, it doesn't matter. What do you want to do? So you use your bonus action to move it.
Yep.
And what would you like to do with your action?
With my action,
Fireball.
I'm just going to do frostbite on the big guy.
An archer to deal with too.
But we can't see him.
Yeah.
Well, my mother can, but she's apparently way off in the corner.
She's working.
All right. Go ahead and describe how he bites it. Because your minimum damage is going to kill him.
I still have to roll. Are we sure?
Yes.
All right.
You've got double the amount you needed to kill him.
Okay. So the whole bony body freezes and then just shatters.
Cool.
Like swinging back, like rearing back to punch, and he's just. Oh, all right.
All right.
Pick up my torch next time.
Solomon, you're up.
Need to do my healing.
I will charge forward. Not realizing there was a door there, and I still don't see the archer. Who needs caution? I will dash.
Certainly not you.
I still don't see the archer.
There is no archer. That's the joke.
All right. Well, it's the archer's turn. So
The archer's a fully optimized level 9 Gloomstalker Ranger. We're never going to find him.
it's just gonna attack Solomon and
Will
miss.
miss. Now, where did I see it come from this time?
Oh, you guys can't see the ping. God damn it.
Nope. From the dead zombie?
It's using the zombie as cover.
He was just torn in half. He's still alive, or still undead. He's
He's just using that trick
ground.
where he made like these giant arrows, but then miniaturized them and then unenlarges them in the air.
Someone cast Reduce on the creature and it's very small.
Lux, you are up. Alyssa on deck, you went in the hole.
That's where you saw it come from.
I look up and see these creatures dropping, and then, of course, I think I see Solomon run off into the darkness.
Mhm.
You know, Night Breeze, we never had a chance to chat. And I light one up and start talking to him.
Everyone thought Solomon was the crazy one, but where does he get it from?
All right, Alyssa,
Yep. Damn it, Solomon, where did you go?
I mean, my mace has light cast on it. So,
Yeah, so you can see him.
Okay, great. Oh, I can go into darkness and be blind. That's wonderful. Solomon, do you see where it's coming from?
assuming down is south, I would say somewhere to the southwest.
Yep, I'm going to dash over to here. I don't happen to see anything, do I?
No.
I thought not. Bonus action, my shrewd fighter thing to attack anyone who leaves my range or comes into it.
Okay.
In my turn.
Ewan.
I'll pick up my torch, and I guess I'll head this direction. Sorry, hold on. I was right here, so 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm just trying to go around here. That's a move and a dash. So I'll just, yeah,
Okay.
that's it. That's it for me for now.
This guy died. Lacease. Then Solomon.
I guess I will move too. Let's see. Move 10, 15, 20.
Oh, give me before you do that, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
All right, your poisoned condition has ended.
Sweet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's just go join these guys.
All right. Solomon.
So I will move. I still do not see him.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Well, if I could see him, then I probably would have moved diagonally so that I could do something.
That's fair.
Okay, so I'm going to try to hit him with Heavenfall.
Okay.
Yep, and not. That's my turn.
You don't want to seem like a glory
All right.
hog by killing him by yourself.
So it charges forward. Go ahead and give me an attack of opportunity, Solomon. All right, that hits. And then is going to keep moving. Go ahead and give me an attack of opportunity, Ewan.
Hey, that looks like he stopped moving.
Okay. And then he heals.
From there?
Yep.
That feels like he's one step away.
And then Lux, your turn.
I'm engaged in conversation here.
Of course you are.
No, Lux, you have lovely eyes.
Alyssa.
Okay. I've been waiting my whole life to do this. So that's 30 feet. Yep, I can do it. I'm dashing. and I'm dashing over to there, and then I'm doing my bonus action for the charge attack with the shrewd fighter thing.
All right.
Yeah. I'm using your abilities, Mike. Aren't you proud of me?
Very. And I'm like,
I'm not.
You trip and fall into the negative energy portal.
Yep.
Oh, we negate it.
So it's just a miss.
How did I fuck that up? My swing was perfect. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just here. Hi. That
All right.
ends my turn.
Ewan.
All right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and punch this guy a few times here.
Okay.
We'll go 1 and 2. Ooh. Huh? Oh.
Ooh la la. Oh.
All right. That is a automatic kill. Go ahead and describe.
So like he tried to run past. I don't know. I guess he was. It looked like he was trying to go into this
Yes.
shit here.
Yes.
I stopped him at the edge of it somehow. I guess I grabbed onto a part of the bones that still had some sinew stuck to it. It kept him from going forward. And then I dragged him, kicking and screaming. Maybe not screaming, obviously. It doesn't have any vocal folds.
It went.
Yeah.
What the hell, man? What type of guy does that?
And similar to the first thing that I killed, I grab it by the horns and rip its head off of the body. And then, and just for good measure, swing it up against the tree to really crack it in.
Well, I would have hit it if you didn't stop it short from where I was swinging.
All right. So you guys have defeated the undead creatures around this chapel. And so now,
I'm just going to keep concentrating on the protection from evil for the full 10 minutes.
yeah, that's appropriate.
So
So
get my torch.
I'm gonna have my fox run around and heal people.
Well, we still have the time with it. It only lasts for like a minute, so.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that I actually saw you casting it, so I know that it's not something scary.
So,
Me.
yeah, technically everybody can roll, we'll say 66. Solomon, you would get 5d6 because of your distance.
I haven't been hit.
Oh, never mind then. So,
They did change it, by the way, so that I can only heal a certain number of times. 1 plus the spellcasting ability modifier.
I don't think it's like official. That was like a recommendation for those who were complaining about it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
in the
it's-
errata.
I
Oh,
think
really?
it's now official. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, but this is Mike's spell, so.
That's true.
no,
Like,
that one's not my spell. I hate Healing Spirit.
Oh, now the truth comes out. Yeah.
I've always hated healing spirit.
Mhm.
So the errata, what does it say? It can heal a number of times equal to
1
plus
plus
the
your
spellcasting
spellcasting.
modifier.
Minimum of
So it's already
5.
healed Lassice, what was it, twice, 3
Twice.
times?
Twice.
twice.
So Lassice, how many heals do you have left?
3.
Okay, so you decide who gets the d6s then, I guess.
Alyssa seems like she needs healing.
Oh.
I cannot see Ewan's hit points.
I was tagged once pretty hard.
Okay.
I think he
Oh,
needs
that's
hit
something
points
I
too.
need to change.
Uh-oh.
So
Wait, why is...
I guess
All right, so...
Ewan have 2, Alyssa have 1.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I see
Yeah,
how it is.
We're sitting at like the same hit points, so
All right, so Alyssa, go ahead and roll 2d6. Ewan, roll a d6.
I thought it's 2d6 per heal.
No, it's 1d6.
All
So
right,
you get 2d6 total.
got it.
I go back over and pick up Nightbreeze. Is Luck still talking to her?
As soon as she sees you come over, she stops talking to her, like, and gives her a couple glances to kind of give the impression that they were chatting and now they're going to be quiet.
You know, it's always awkward whenever your mom starts talking to your girlfriend.
Yep.
That
Your
first
dead
time.
girlfriend.
Did you have to go there?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that it is comforting to speak to the dead, but in the middle of combat seems a little strange. As I heave her up on my shoulder, feel free to talk to her now as we walk, though.
I didn't want somebody to grab her and run off.
Well, thank you for that.
Everybody give me perception checks with disadvantage. Okay, so Solomon, you notice some shiny trinkets on some of these things.
We should probably see if they have anything that might be of use to us. Although, obviously, Alyssa has dibs on anything that's irretrievably evil.
Okay. I'll go to this guy because he's closest to me. What evil is he having?
Oh, that guy doesn't have anything on him.
Oh, he's not that evil.
I'll go up to this other one and look through its bones.
That one has a small ring on the tip of its horn.
So he's got a piercing. That's kind of awesome.
Okay.
The ring looks like it. Part of it has been forged to look like a frog.
Some good shit I'm smoking. I will see if I can break off the part of the horn that's attached to. Or
I mean, you could just pull it off, but
Okay.
if you want to break it off, you can.
okay, I'll just grab it then.
Break me off a piece of that devil horn.
If any character doesn't have a helmet for their armor, I'm just saying, you got a good skull right there.
Yep. All right.
No!
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Anybody searching any of the other ones?
I mean, if we're taking time, I'll just find another one that hasn't been searched yet and loot
All right.
what
So-
might be around.
This one, I'll assume that you searched this one because it's
Sure.
closer. That one has, it didn't get a chance to use it because you guys killed it so quickly, but it looks like it has something similar to a boomerang.
Okay.
Oh no, it's Brendan.
That's cultural appropriation, Mike.
shamelessly.
You murdered Brendan.
The curved stick that you throw, it looks like comes back.
The L stick, the loser stick. That's what it is.
Okay. I'll pick it up. Do I feel anything
Yeah,
fancy about it?
it kind of hums. Like it's kind of like not audibly humming, but like tactilely.
Okay. Like it, does it feel like it's weighted for throwing or for smacking?
Throwing.
Okay. I mean, okay. Are boomerangs a thing in Everon?
They are now.
Okay, cool.
Seems like they should have them in the Talenta Plains or something.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Those Talenta halflings definitely do.
It does seem like a gnome in creation, though.
Guess I'll search this guy down here then.
Give me an investigation check with that one.
Why would you make me do this, Mike? Okay, fine.
Because he's got.
I am so
body
happy I have.
parts.
It's late in the evening. I'm going to use my action point then. Because I can. Oh my god! Let's pretend I'm not here, everyone.
You have another one, don't you?
I do. I don't know how much longer we're going to go in the night, though, and I'm probably going to need it to avoid dying with my nat ones. Oh, fuck yeah, I'll do it anyway. This might be good. Well, it's a 15. It's better than nothing.
Okay. So you do see some glints, but it's inside. Do you want to go digging?
I don't have this. I don't have this sword for nothing here. Shit.
Is that really what you want to do? You want to whack your sword?
I have to dig into it to go ahead and find out what's inside of it.
Okay.
It's going to explode and cover me in sexy blood.
It's subtle, but I posted that image because look what the halfling's holding.
Aww.
Hmm.
It's a stick.
A curved stick. It looks surprisingly like a boomerang.
This is how much damage I'm taking, everyone who's wondering.
So Alyssa, as you're chopping through, trying to dig with your sword, you hear two things of glass break, and then you find that one of the 3 potions of greater healing survived.
Yay! I'm claiming win in my book. And I'm not going to mention it to anyone else.
So, all right. So before you have the chapel with the
Research the archer.
looking here. You guys can, but it doesn't have anything on it. Well, no,
Okay.
actually, that's not true. I'm sorry.
The longbow?
Well, it has a giant size longbow, but more importantly, it has, I'm just going to say that there are 18 arrows of +1.
Giant arrows of +1.
Now, these ones will resize to whichever thing they're being fired from.
If I have Lassie stand on my shoulders, can we both use the giant bow together so we can actually shoot it?
No.
Damn it. I tried to give us a ballista.
You guys already have a magic cannon.
Oh, everyone has a magic cannon these days. I want it to be unique and interesting.
We're just going to move right past that.
I would suggest we give the arrows to Mother. She's the only person I know who uses a bow in our group routinely.
So who's the archer in your group? The monk.
Oh, is she Kensai? No.
No. Well, she does wear the pants in this family, that's for sure.
You wear pants?
I know they're weird people.
So is this door open?
It is. And so with the chapel, you see that the city's descent into Fernia has taken its toll on the once beautiful chapel. Nearly all the stained glass windows along the outside walls have been smashed. The main doors are open. So, yeah. You're going in there?
Gonna like peek in, I guess.
So the inside, as you peek in, it looks like it's littered with broken furnishings and splintered chairs. The stained glass windows have all been smashed, although one remains mostly intact where it's fallen. And it's fallen to the floor basically whole. This window depicts a representation of Tira Moran with a silver halo over her head, kneeling before a bleeding man and healing him with the power of the silver flame. There's also pillars throughout the chapel that are carved with depictions of Thranish saints.
I'm gonna enter. Do any of them look like the thing which I see from time to time? The guy that I'm familiar with?
No.
No.
Anybody proficient with history or religion can give me a check. So Solomon, you don't recognize any of them. Ewan, you recognize everyone. And Lux, you only recognize a couple, but the heroes or saints that have been carved into the pillars include Saint Valtros, who is the first paladin to serve the Silver Flame, Saint Diocletian, the anchorite, Saint Ignatius the Mentor, Saint Oresca, who is favored among the shifter worshippers of the flame. She gained sainthood during the lycanthropic purge, and while her counterparts always favored the approach of fire and fervor, she advocated mercy and patience when just dealing with suspected were creatures, and dedicated her life to the search for a cure for lycanthropy, though she would never find it. And then there's Saint Alain the Ashen, who is most recently canonized among the church, serving in the final days during the last war, during a siege of Thalios, where some of you might have actually been serving at the time. He was savagely burned by the flames of Ondare sorcerers and thought dead by his comrades, but the fires of the silver flame burned within him, and all at the battle flame he rose again, his charred visage covered by white and silver fire, and he led his men once more, calling columns of holy fire to break the Ondarian defenders. Burned to ashes at the end of the battle, no longer able to sustain the flame, he was canonized. And then finally, there's Saint Genevieve the Reformed.
Do we have that in a handout by chance?
I will include it.
That'll be handy.
If Solomon didn't bother to remember all this stuff when he was trying to impress a girl, he's not going to remember it now.
So an interesting thing
Basic schooling. I don't know what you're talking about.
So everybody's in the church.
Yep.
See?
So interesting things are afoot.
Wait, where's Slobberchops?
Shadows and spirits.
Not shadows.
Shadows lengthen from the pillars and spirits emerge from within.
Shadows are the worst.
Yeah, especially when they
a
drain
good
your
thing-
strength.
It's a good thing we have a cleric.
Yeah, but our cleric's a pacifist who hates ghosts and he's terrified of them and runs.
We
Means
don't
of
have a cleric
disposing
with
of
greater
these.
restoration.
So this is how my character dies, huh?
I don't anticipate this battle taking long, but it's up to you guys if you want to end here tonight or if you want to press on.
I think you underestimate us.
You underestimate
I
how shit our rolls are.
I think there's things that you guys don't know, which is why I'm saying that this battle shouldn't take long.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, I'm gonna die. You know, if we have to roll up new characters, we might as well have them up for next
That's true.
session. Let's do it.
I do have work in the morning, and I have my own game to run tomorrow night.
I have work in the morning as well, and actually have to leave earlier than normal.
I'm unemployed.
Well, not all of us have that luxury.
Right?
Might I
Okay,
advise
well-
that if you decide to not be unemployed, maybe don't go into my career. I'm so sore all the time.
I'm sore all the time too, but that's why I'm unemployed.
So it sounds like we have a cliffhanger.
Yep.
It's a good point. Just suddenly spirits jump out at us.
Suddenly I'm just surrounded by shadows.
Alrighty.
So should we determine right quick how long we have on the detect or protection
Protection
from
from evil.
evil and good?
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's still like 5 minutes left for that because I don't think it would have taken that long to search through the bodies. So let me make a note of that.
I gotta sleep off this sore arm too. I got the first shot of the COVID vaccine.
Oh, fun.
Benefits of working in a hospital.
Yeah, there you go. I'm supposed to get mine on Thursday. Hopefully.
And then I gotta
Alright.
go back in a month for the second shot.
Are there any other active abilities?
Oh, but Lassise isn't poisoned anymore.
Right.
Oh yeah, so let's get that off her. Alrighty, well we have some interesting things to look forward to next time. You guys definitely handled the undead outside a lot more easily than I expected, but that's fine. I have other things in store. What did people think about the session tonight?
I had fun with it.
I need to go ahead and get a shield that glows out to 30 feet so I can see without holding a torch. Ooh, the
Glows
lack
on
of dark
command.
vision's killer.
On your net for at what level are we now? 4. So in
5.
2 more levels,
5.
So in 1 more level, when you get your next feat, just take magic initiate.
I was going to go ahead and multi-class to cleric and then go Twilight cleric, so I have the 300 feet of dark vision from Tasha's now.
Oh, I don't do
I mean-
the Twilight Cleric.
That thing is
That
so
there, I
broken.
don't have that as one of my available domains.
That thing is so bullshit in terms of power creep. I love it.
I mean, if you ever said this out loud at some point, Solomon would say, "Oh, do you want me to cast light on your shield?" I mean, you guys were talking about torches. It never occurred to him. Oh, I can just cast light on everyone.
Yep. Yep.
You wanted torches. He didn't necessarily know. Maybe you wanted the fire for some specific reason.
Oh, let's see.
I
could totally see you in throwing torches at things.
I thought about it, actually. I absolutely thought about it. But I know Mike, he'd make me lose my torch.
Of course you threw it.
Oh,
What if we put the torch on a string so it throws it and he can pull it back? Or what if we turn the boomerang into a torch?
Go get those intestines and tie it to that.
cast light on the boomerang. Ooh, there we go.
There you go. We can scout with the boomerang out ahead.
Yeah.
Comes right back.
Ah! Oh, I think there was a guy there. That's the one thing I never understood about a boomerang. And let's use this thing. It comes back to us, except if it hits something.
That's the point. You want to hit something, but you also want it to come back if you miss.
I understand that part. I mean, if you hit it and it doesn't stop it, then of course I've seen like the real boomerangs. Those things are fucking huge.
It seems strange to me. Like I just the way that they can come back, just is like it's crazy.
I'm gonna work on a very similar physics to airplane wings.
I did especially like that everyone got an insight into Solomon's childhood with his almost anti-supportive mother. And then in the end, we sort of started bonding over, talking to my dead friend.
for different reasons, I think. Yours is for sentimentality.
Right. Solomon nonetheless assumes he is just, talking to her the way you would talk to any past relative.
I'd really hate to see what Solomon went through if he ever had a pet that died.
I mean, I don't know if that would actually be worse than having your crush die because your mother killed her by punching her jaw off.
You don't know
Unless
what
your mother
did.
killed your pet by punching it.
Yeah, she kicked the dog one day and it flew out the window.
That's true. I guess I wasn't accounting for how my mother killed my pet.
Well,
This may not be the first time my mother has seen this behavior then.
you kind of have an idea your mother actually went ahead and killed your girlfriend that way because that's how she killed all of your pets growing up.
Right.
What's the matter? You look like your goldfish died.
Right.
Why is its jaw broken?
Because you killed it.
Look, I got to toughen you up. You don't need to end up like Joe. So that's all I'm saying.
Wait, is
I'm
that
just
why you
having
killed his pet
conversations with
rats?
people where I'm like, yeah, it's terrible. It's like, how cats' heads just pop off sometimes?
I hope Flobbertops
Well,
doesn't do that.
after like a year or two, the cat's head just flies right off.
A stray boomerang comes by and just
I would have loved to spend Christmas at the Solomon household.
Oh man. All right. Well,
Talk to you guys later.
yeah, everybody good for
All right.
2 weeks?
Yeah, should
Yeah.
be.
Could be.
All right.
Yep.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks, Mike.
Right.